C Table Gaming, Hyper G and Lucky Sixes in the house. Well, you're in your house, I'm in mine, but
Garage, really.
yes.
PTG HQ, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with your heater on and everything. You haven't gone blue yet, so
No,
there is that.
no, but yeah. I've got a fire here, you can't quite see it.
It's open flame.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh, oh, blimey. Anyway,
Yeah.
here we are for
round 2.
round 2 of the Masters, and
Mm-hmm.
I've got a small loss, so it's only right that I face last year's Master
Oh
in
no.
Ed. But we're here with the big boys. You got to beat them to get up there.
Join them.
Beat them to join them, or whatever the saying is. Against his demons, quite drastically changed from last year's one. He was a Dark Hide enthusiast last time.
Wasn't he just?
This time round, not so much. But yeah, really cool. I've played Ed once, maybe another
You
time.
have Black Country Brawl a long time ago.
Yeah, a few years. So it was really nice.
I
to
remember
play
it because
again.
I watched it. So,
yeah. So yeah, really nice to play him again. Really lovely guy. And
absolutely.
yeah, it was really interesting as well to see like Ed's on it face as well.
Yeah.
Well,
we saw it in round 1 of the live stream as well, actually.
Yeah.
So
it was really cool to play him and play one of the best players around.
Absolutely.
And the former current master. I guess it's current, right? So,
reigning.
Yeah, reigning.
Reigning, defending.
Here's my list. Stop and pause and stuff, but basically it's dragons galore, no BSB, and a big unit of swordmasters. Channel 6, happy days. Then over to the demons. So he's got 2 big lords, which are really where I struggle in terms of this. I can get other things on them, and with magic, hopefully I can. But the Scourge is the Scourge. It's awesome in combat and really good. So that'll be tough to get rid of. And the Courtesan is the general and very quick. And that is demons are really quick, really speedy all around the place anyway. So another div master as well. So got to be careful with my Griffin Lord. But otherwise, it's not too bad on the dragons. No. Big unit of Myrmidons, big unit of Succubi, big unit of Clawed Fiends, and the Brazen Beast, Sirens, and Veil Serpents to add in as well. The Brazen Beasts, 4 wounds each is pretty cool on them. The Veil Serpents really are where I'm going to be hopefully trying to target early doors to try and get rid of them because they're agility
debuff
thing and magic. Anyway, it's witchcraft magic. So, yes, I want to get rid of them first so I can concentrate on everything else, essentially. But we'll see how that goes. We play Counter Thrust and Spoils of War. So 3 pennies and or a bit closer. I don't mind being too close, but I like he really likes being close. So yeah. I drop for first, thankfully, so I get to maneuver around at least. I put my Seaguard in the forest for some reason.
Okay.
Maybe because I'm gonna get. I don't know.
You're advancing forwards, are you?
Yeah, or backwards. Let's see. But yeah. So that's what we do. Otherwise, Swordmasters to the right of that. Left to right, I've got Lancers over there, pretending like they're going after the objective. Griffin to help, maybe, or go after something else, maybe. The Dragon, Pyro Dragon, Grey Watchers, Cosmo Mage. Then I've got the Seaguard, the Ancient Dragon behind the Swordmasters. The the Alchemy Dragon is the base at the minute because of the wings, and then the Lancers outside. He's got his Scourge facing off against the Lancers, which I do not like. His Succubi right at the back because he doesn't want the Swordmasters into them. His Veil Serpents on the hill, and that's basically why I dropped first, because they were on the hill and I had at least a shot at them and could target stuff. Brazen Beast behind them, Myrmidons next to them, the Courtesan over there, Sirens, and then the Clawed Fiends over on the left-hand side. I dropped, so he got to put down, and obviously the Courtesan against the Griffin is a good matchup for him. and the Ancient Dragon versus the Scourge is a good match for him. So when I moved, this is actually after my movement. Actually, I've moved up to here. You can see all the little pointers. I've moved
where
up,
you were,
ever so slightly with everything, leaving long charges and flee distance for myself, basically. There. So I've moved up to there. I get. So this is Pyro Flow, Ice and Flyer, and all of my shooting. I think, gets him down to 1 wound left.
Oh,
and I'm like,
and that's and
that's
the
the champion,
is still strong,
and it's still got the agility buff, and I'm like, no, and he's on a hill, so he can just run behind the hill, and I'm like, so close to just eliminating that unit, getting some points, and then being able to focus on everything. But actually, because of that, they're still just as good, and I was like, man, get in. Over here, he charges his sirens into me, and I didn't really expect that because I thought I've got the Nova Flare pop and things like that, and even if
maybe he was trying to pop the Nova Flare.
Well, I think from his movement, he also charges my. Going back to that, sorry. We'll see why I've got a theory. I sort of accept it because I'm like, yeah, sure. And then later on, I think, okay, maybe he's got me. The Lancers flee because he needed like a 9, and I think he needs a 10 to get into the Swordmasters. And I'm like, you know what? Not the worst place the Scourge could be. So I mean,
you'll take a lot of losses with Swordmasters, but you might grind it out.
I mean, I've also got Champion as well, so maybe there's that. Maybe I can do him on that, but we'll see. So I hold that. My Lancers go 12 back, and I'm like, okay, you need to rally now. The Dragon isn't where you see him. He's on the base, so don't worry about him being out there. But his Scourge doesn't get in and stumbles forward an inch, so that's great. He can now only use his flying movement, and if I move, I can probably get out of line of sight of him. So that's great for me. His Sirens get in, and from where we look at it, he moved up his Claws Fiends on the left and his Courtesan to there so that I can't pivot out. And then I realised that he's probably going to champion me. I'm going to do a few wounds to him, and then he's going to charge his Courtesan in on his remaining turn. Because I'll have 2 rounds of combat, and I've got Divine. So I go, probably. If he just champions me now, holds, and then dies the next turn, he'll be able to charge me, and that's probably game for my Griffin. So
I mean, could you not pop the unit by killing the champion? What would that be?
No. He's got a charge and a banner.
Oh, he's got a banner as well.
I think, from what I remember. So,
and obviously, you'd have to fail the Supernal in order to take any damage. So,
and what it sort of appeared to me that I didn't read when I read his list was actually this is probably what they're looking for. They're looking to vanguard up, get in a good position for cowboys, and this is a really good cowboy counter if you can get one of his Courtesan and them into it. So, fair play to Ed. Obviously, Master knows what he's doing.
He knows the Matrix, doesn't he?
Yeah, man. There's that. He kills my Grey Watchers with magic, and
what a bully!
He only has 1 damage spell as well, and I think I let it off because it was D6 or something, and he just killed them outright.
Fate's Judgment, maybe.
And I was like, something like that, and I was like, that was my chaff for the next turn. So I was like, fuck it. And the -1 to hit as well is so crucial. That actually this is huge. That's the thing. I was like, okay, perhaps I was a bit gung ho with them putting up.
Well, that's the thing with them. If it was Fate's Judgment, you could quite easily have just
it's just one of them where it just exactly. And so there's that. He subsequently gets Twist Effigy off, and so they can't shoot, which is annoying, and it means they can't stand and shout as well. So I was like, I think I saved everything for this, if what I remember, and he still got it off. So I was like, but it is what it is. He gets Guiding Light because of the thing off on them. I kill the champion, and we stand around because he passes leadership.
I mean, now you want to not kill any.
Bluff everything. But I mean, I do have.
Yeah.
I've got 4 attacks on him, 4 attacks on the Griffin.
I'm guessing
and
you
his...
didn't pop the Nova Flare, right?
No,
At all?
no.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm not going to waste it on a champion. I'm going to wait until something decent gets in. On my turn, I chaff with my Lancers, hoping that I don't even know. I was like, well, how do I stop the Clawed Fiends becoming an issue for the rest of the battle? And the only thing I could think was just get them up, because I can't just like chaff them and just hold them up as long as I can with the Lancers. So,
are they strength 4 AP1? Normally.
2, I think.
Oh,
they'll go through the Lancers. No issues there. But yeah, they might not kill them, and I might get away. Is my only hope, really. But I just want to stop them getting onto the objective early, and see what I can do. Because if they charge me there, they've got to then reform. They've got to take another turn, which means turn 4, I think, is when they can actually get it. So I'm like, I might have got lucky with the Griffin and done something there. I don't know. But
yeah, sure.
And I start moving my Pyro and Mage over this way, so that I can go that way if needed to get the Clawed Fiends. That becomes my plan. Originally, after deployment, one thing that did cross my mind was swapping the Ancient Dragon and the Griffin and trying to get them for one turn to the centre and then another turn out the other way. My Griffin was on the right. But there was another thing where I just kept thinking about it, and I was like, well, those Clawed Fiends, he can deal with the Clawed Fiends. So if I just keep him over that side, he can help the Lancers get the objective there. And then it's just one of them overthinking things.
And once the Sirens had done that unexpected charge, you were kind of in bed over there anyway.
Yeah, and then that made, on hindsight, I should have gone with my original plan. It is what, but it is what it is. My Seaguard...
Is there? Sorry, looking at the angle that the courtesan has got on your Griffin, is there a chance that you could?
No, we talked it through.
Right.
So, like, if I kill him, he takes away, so he's not going to let me go even further over, whatever. And he's pivoted, so that he's over the centre of my model. So even if I pivot, I can't get out.
Fair enough.
We talked it through and stuff. But yeah, I was thinking that. I was like,
it does look like he can only just see you from where you are now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, he's quite close, but we talked it through.
Okay.
So yeah, Seaguard moved back as far as possible, so that it's only my second rank and maybe one of the 1 or 2 of the third rank are in the forest. That was as much as I could do. Swordmasters moved back a little bit to. So my choice was go right up and take a charge from everything, or buy my time a little bit. So I decided to buy my time a little bit. The Ancient Dragon comes to their flank to see what they can do there. Again, probably could have gone the other way, if I'm honest, to go towards the courtesan, but the courtesan's going off anyway, so don't know is the answer there.
I mean, Ed's definitely playing his demons aggressively in this.
Yeah, well, he didn't take any magic spells or damage, apart from Fate's Judgment, which is annoying. But, so I was like, you know what, that's actually not bad. I have a lot of maneuverable things. My mages, my mini dragons shouldn't die here. So we'll see. Yeah, I was really super intrigued with his magic. He just went all buffs. I was like, okay, that's interesting. I get Flaming Swords off in here, and I only killed 2, despite.
Yeah, you're trying to do this for the next charge rather than.
Yes, yeah. So I only killed 2, despite this. He just a bit of me whiffing and him doing super good on his saves, and what it allowed was me to
move over.
So because it was my turn, I told him to reform first, and he was like, "Yes, fine." And then I reformed like this, so that he was the courtesan was in my front, but couldn't actually touch my front.
Well, it doesn't even look like he's in your line of sight there. Look at the line.
It doesn't, but he was.
Okay.
It looks really, really far off, but I think regardless, what it meant was because he couldn't wheel past his sirens back and get into me.
Either way, he can't charge.
He can't get into me. So I was like, okay, I've got super lucky here. I've got super lucky here.
Because if you now kill him on his turn, well, then your Griffin's free
to go to Clawed Fiends maybe, or I was really happy with this. He charges in because why not? He charges in with both. into my Sea Guard.
Okay,
I'm like, okay.
Hope you don't lose too many. I'd be all in the forest.
This is why I was like, oh God, why did I move up in the forest the first turn? I was like,
yeah,
because I mean,
you're gonna take some
my majority
casualties.
is out, and those 3 on this side are just out.
Right.
So it means I've got maximum 2 in the forest with the center.
Yeah, but if you lose 2 ranks of the back, then yeah.
Oh God. He doesn't get in with Brazen Beast, which thankfully, but he does get in with the unit here. And I'm like, oh God, I need to be so lucky here. But yeah, he moves his courtesan back over there, so he's got some line of sight and stuff on potential counter charges, etc.
Okay.
And moves his succubi up because and along with his scourge, so he's getting super aggressive over there, and he's out of line of sight. So the scourge isn't where the scourge is. Scourge is where the black base is.
Yeah, he's got a base. Yeah.
So he's out of line of sight of the dragon, and that was annoying as well, just to be out of line of sight. Not that I think the scourge, I could beat the scourge, because I don't think I could, but just to not have a charge to hold him up potentially or whatever, it was annoying. But yeah, is what it is.
Yeah.
Only kills 2 over here, and I flee, and he lets me go, and I'm like, okay, well, I can be annoying later on, so that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So this was super interesting and super lucky for me, is that he kills 6, which isn't too bad actually in the long grand scheme of things. I had Favour of Melodus off, which super helped, by the way.
Okay.
Super helped.
Oh, what spell didn't you take then? So that you could get Favour?
I didn't take Glory of Gold.
Right. Okay.
I don't think. No. Or maybe I did. No, I didn't take Word of Iron.
Right.
Because his only AP is...
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'm with you.
So yeah, what happened is I killed 3, which I didn't think was much either. He killed 4. He killed 7. So the only way I was not autoing, I think, or like down by 6, was if I was steadfast, and by a judge's call, I was.
Right, okay.
This is, as far as I know, this is Matt's only judge's call in the whole weekend as well, which was really interesting.
To decide how many of your 3rd rank were in the forest and how many weren't.
So it was basically on, and I'll see if my mouse can do it. If you can see my mouse
on that guy, this was the guy.
This was the circle, and it's whether or not his center was not in. And Matt came over and was like, it's super close. It's like ridiculously close. So we diced it.
Really? Wow! At the Masters,
he was like,
D2 dice.
He was like, I cannot call that because it's super close. And so on a 1 to 3, I was not steadfast. On a 4 to 6, I was.
Oh well, if he's giving you that option,
I know, that was nice.
Lucky 6s.
And thankfully,
switch it around, you could have been in
was,
trouble.
But it was like super close, and I was steadfast. I held, and that was good.
Who rolled the dice out of interest?
I think Matty did. It wasn't me.
No,
sure.
So if you roll a 1 to 5, then you're not steadfast. If you roll a 6, here you go, lucky 6s. Roll a 6, and you're steadfast. Easy done.
There you go. But there's a separate program I help for him. But yeah, it means I've got a charge in his flank with my sword masters, which
amazing.
Is nice.
That's a big thing.
But
if you'd lost one more model because you hadn't got Favourite Melodus, then it wouldn't have been.
Well, yeah. Anyway. So I stopped 4 dying.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I get in. I get Perception of Strength and Flaming Swords off. Mainly for the countercharge with the Scourge, and I'm like, you know what? I can probably take a Scourge now. Can I? I don't know. But yeah,
the fact that you've not had to take him on yet, and it's turn 3 is
So
anyway.
I've got 2 of the best spells off plus the Scourge. It means I'm strength 6. I'm winning on 6s, 4s, and then now I'm winning on 3s. So I'm like, I think he stopped Glory of Gold from recollection, so that I wasn't re-rolling to wound. But I'm now wounding on 3s. I've got a 4 wide, so 16, 17 attacks potentially, maybe 13 actually. But yeah, so I was like, I'm in the best position I could be. It didn't let Melodus off again, but yeah, there you go. I kill the Myrmidons. I lose a few Seaguard, but that's not too bad. And I turn to face the Scourge, allowing
having chaffed with your eagle.
Well, I chaffed the Succubi, but I couldn't chaff the Brazen Beast no matter where but I was like, I just need to chaff the Succubi from getting in my flank because they will do a number on me. and there's no overrun or whatever into that. The magic-wise, I do 5 wounds into his Brazen Beast, which was a little bit lower than I wanted, because I got 2 spells off, I think. 2 magic missiles off on them.
Okay.
No, it must have been 1, because I got 2 amazing spells over here. But yeah. So with all my... that was with breath weapons, actually, as well.
Right.
I did.
Okay.
So I popped all my breath weapons this one. I killed 3 succubi, and with my other 2 breath weapons, which was 4d6 strength 4. I was hoping to do a bit more than 5 wounds, but I did 5 wounds. That's what it was.
Sure. Okay.
The Lancers go up to pretend to chaff the Scourge, but obviously he's a flyer, so it doesn't matter. But I'm like, well, maybe the Master could get distracted, but don't worry about that.
Charge me!
I kill the Sirens, and then on his turn and move up, so I'm out of line of sight of the
Brilliant. That's such a result for you there.
Yeah, really, really good. I could have charged 10 into the Clawed Fiends, but I didn't. I thought that was too risky. So what I'm now trying to do is to zone the objective as much as possible and to go.
Yeah, while the Courtesan and Clawed Fiends are out the game for another 2 turns as well.
So that's my plan there. We'll see how that goes. He takes a long charge into me, which I'm not too bothered with because he's not getting the objective.
That's surprising. Yeah, I thought he'd just get the objective there.
And charges the Brazen Beast and the Scourge into my Swordmasters. I don't like the Brazen Beast, but maybe they've got some DTs, so I'm like, okay, it's not the worst thing in the world. And I think he charges the Succubi into the Mage, I'm not sure. We're not sure with that. I think he does, but we'll see. But regardless, the Brazen Beast and Scourge go into my Swordmasters, which is not great for my Swordmasters. Also, you'll notice that the Veil Serpent that is now survived on one thing goes into my Swordmasters as well.
Oh, that's agility, exactly what you didn't want.
Which I was... I was like, that was my turn 1 play. Goodness me.
But hang on, who is going Swordmasters then?
So, Brazen Beast in the rear, Veil Serpents in the flank, because they are flyers, and Scourge in the front. The Scourge actually terror checked my Seaguard off. As well. So they fled and are there, but it doesn't matter too much of it.
But I mean, the Scourge is agility 0 anyway.
Scourge is agility 1 on the charge. But yeah, that won't matter. But he does have agility spells as well. But he doesn't want his Scourge going first regardless because he's a big giant, right? But it's mainly for the Brazen Beasts because I could have put a load into the Brazen Beast, killed them off before they go, especially with all my magic. I'd be hitting them 2s, wounding them 2s. So like the Veil Serpents go in, that means that they go first, or the guys on top at least. It just sucks. Balls.
Big hairy balls.
Big hairy Scottish Ed balls.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's getting a bit personal, but fair enough.
Sorry. He charged the Mage so he could overrun, but it's the same difference. The Veil Serpents, though, did not get in.
Oh, okay.
So, but the chance of it happening was just annoying to me. The Succubi aren't where they are there. They moved back a bit. I think it's just because of stuff. They're not where they are. But yeah, so this is this. He moves his Courtesan up and actually gets in with the Clawed Fiends, which I was interested at. Again, it's interesting to see what happens over there. They do have magical attacks and AP2, so I'm only 6 up, 4 up, which is worse.
Wow, that's a big.
Which you think about it. I'm going first, but yeah, with divine attacks and things like that. But yeah, this is just an overview. Over here, this is after combat. Yeah, challenge. I go first. I don't pop the Nova Flare just yet. I do go first though, and I kill him. And
do you have to pop the Nova Flare before or after the challenge's dual issue?
Before. At the very start of combat, you have to choose that. So that's annoying. But yeah. So kill him off, and he survives obviously because of crumble and things like that, and we stick around. He kills my Mage Obs and goes into them, takes no DTs. And you can see all the buffs he's got on them. This is another phase where I just didn't spell anything. And I was like, oh my god. I think he got scrying off. I let that go. and then he tried the agility one, which he got off. I used all my dice and I failed, which meant he also had enough for Ancestral Aid as well. And that is not good, people.
No.
That is not good. He's got effectively, we're guiding like 4 spells off on these Brazen Beasts to make them go first, and that sucks.
Yeah, got Dominion on them as well.
It also meant that he killed my Swordmasters outright, and I only did 1 wound to the Scourge.
I mean, there probably wasn't that many of them left alive at that point, right?
I think I had 2 ranks that could have gone. Oh no, because I would have had to go backwards. But I killed 4 wounds with the Brazen Beasts, so that was decent enough. But I maybe had a ranks with, so maybe 9 attacks.
Yeah.
They
just got sandwiched, didn't they? They just got crunched.
Yeah, just the Brazen Beast. I couldn't chaff both without losing. Maybe I could have with losing a dragon. Maybe it's worth losing a dragon at that point. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was that sucked. The Sirens move up to there.
Not Sirens, Succubi, but yeah.
Succubi, yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know what that was. To show you that. But yeah, this is how they all look.
Yeah, I'm curious as to which objective Ed is going for, though. No,
yeah, very much so. We on my turn, I charge all 3 dragons into the Succubi. I don't have my breath weapons, which is on hindsight, I perhaps should have waited at least with the Ancient Dragon because he's only done 3, but that could have been useful in combat. But I've got Prince, Ancient Dragon, Dragons. I mean, I need a 7, a 6, and I'm an auto. So, I should get in with all of them as well. Let's kill some Succubi, and if I do that, I can get them all over that way and out of line of sight of the Scourge. This could be good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I failed a 6 charge to get in, so there's 1 less. I was like, oh, that's annoying, but all right. Still got Ancient Dragon, still got Goons, that's fine. I rally with the Sea Guard as well, and my Lancers don't move up because the Brazen Beast could charge them. Just move up like that, and that's all after movement. They rally as well, so at least there's points there.
Hang on, but if the Scourge charges something, then the Brazen Beast could charge the Lancers.
They can't see me currently.
No, but if the Scourge charges...
So the Brazen Beast can't see the Lancers.
Because the Scourge is in the way.
Because he's bigger.
And even if the Scourge charges, it doesn't affect
that. You have to be able to see things at the start of charge phase.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So that's what that is. So they rally. After combat, I think. So I get Word of Iron off on the Lord to make him 1 up, which is cool. After combat, I only did 7 wounds to the Succubi. With all them attacks and stomps and everything.
1 stomp. Oh man.
And bearing in mind that the Lord has Divine as well, it was pretty rough actually. I took 2 wounds for the Ancient Dragon as well, just to I guess extra stuff there. He failed his leadership. I won by 7. He failed by leadership, so I do a load from Crumble, but he's still there, which means I'm still there.
Yeah.
Which means his Scourge has free reign to do what he wants.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And I was like, that was such a huge thing. Because I'm wounding on 2s with everything. For sure. Yeah. I'm hitting on 3s with most things, because even the Ancient Dragon's agility offensive 6. So I'm 3s and 2s with him. I'm 2s and 2s with the Lord. Maybe 3s and 2s. And I've got a D6 stomp, a D3 stomp. And I can't remember whether it was just Aegis or me just rolling terribly, but yeah, that was really, really bad. I wanted to do if I could do 10 wounds, I would have popped him overall. I think maybe it was 11, but whatever. That was frustrating. Really, I really thought I could go through, but that maybe is me. I should have saved my breath weapons, maybe. On the Ancient Dragon, but so that was annoying, and I braced myself for impact.
I was going to say,
over here, I did do another wound, another 3 wounds. Didn't take any over there. Didn't pop my thing just yet again. So was happy enough on that side, but he does come into me now.
No, you can pop it and duel out.
So yep, I think we're the same agility if I pop it as well. I'm not sure. His Scourge comes into the rear of my big dragon with a potential overrun into my little dragon. And over here,
your alchemy dragon. Meanwhile, is thinking, I did well not to complete that charge.
Yeah, well,
I'm fine.
Annoyingly, if he had, I would have had another 4 attacks and a D3 stomp. So
yeah.
Probably would have rather he got in, but hey ho.
He saved his skin. Saved his own skin.
Yeah, absolutely. Brazen Beast comes up behind my Lancers to see what my Lancers can do, and I don't know.
No one's got an objective point yet.
No one's got an objective point.
Okay.
Over here, he gets Stars Align and Know Thy Enemy off, so he's going first with Divine and rerolls and AP. So I'm only got an Aegis 4 up, and I'm rerolling it. So
that's not great.
Yeah,
I
tried to stop. I know, right? Tell me about it. I tried to stop Divine and rerolls to hit.
Of course you would, yeah.
Because that was my. I think he's got AP4 anyway, so that was my only thing against him. And I was like, oh man, that just sucks. So he does that first. I failed to dispel, and he uses more dice than I've got to get no enemy off. And it's oh man. He also has enough because that's how these magic phases went to get Ancestral Aid off, just to absolutely make sure there. And he still has some Succubi left. I do 2 wounds to the Scourge, but it's obviously not enough.
The Succubi finished off your other dragon as well.
I think so. Or I just lost by so much that the Succubi ran me down or whatever. It was inevitable anyway, but this kind of sucked overall. The courtesan polishes me off. Not a problem. I mean, he only has like 6 attacks, so he's not multiple wounds, so I guess it was unlucky to die outright. But I did.
With rerolls to hit and everything, though.
Yep. Over here, this is what it looks like, I think.
Yeah.
I charge in with both to get the Succubi.
I was going to say,
I can only do that because of the base is where the Scourge is, so I'm at least... my Lancers can't do much in this battle, but at least I can get the Succubi, and this is a bit of redemption more than anything. I terror checked off again, although I don't. I might have fled anyway. You know, it might be one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
To do this, and this is I kill the Succubi. I reform with the Lancers to go that wide, maybe. Can't remember. This is how it looks like. He goes on to the objective. It's his turn 5, so he goes on to the objective with the Clawed Fiends to be 1-0. With the guy dying, there's not much I can do there. But that gets all the spells off on them because I'm like whatever. Do I flee with the dragon? I maybe flee with the dragon. I think I've just moved the dragon to there. He goes in, regardless, into the Lancers to kill them off as last thing with his Clawed Fiends, who do have the objective. They picked it up and then charged. And this is how it looks at the end. So his big lords are there, loving life, and I've just got my Sea Guard and Alchemy Dragon remaining.
Yeah.
So, pretty rough. Essentially, it came down to the Succubi thing and only doing 7 wounds. I don't know the odds of everything. I'd like to think I do double figures, but the Aegis is so spiky that you never know. In the end, it ended up quite a substantial win, 14, which went to a 17 with the objective. And the Master proved his. I think he outplayed me for sure.
There was a few plays there that showed his tactical nous, wasn't there?
And as well, really, he got unlucky not for some of them to come off a bit earlier, like the Clawed Fiends. The Griffin holding the Courtesan all game with the Clawed Fiends was really good, but I think realistically should have been done in turn 3 or 4. So that would have been bad. Of course, I couldn't fly, so potential to chaff maybe. Losing my chaff early doors was really annoying as well. But that is what it is, and here we are with another loss. And but it's not 0. It's not a 20-0.
No.
And that was the master, so it gets easier from here.
I mean, well, yes, you'd think that maybe not. Yeah, I mean, Ed's a very good player, very good player. You know, you don't win masters without.
And it was a lovely game as well. Really, really nice play. I felt like I get a bit unlucky on some magic.
It looked like he took a lot of the aggression that he showed in round 1 into that round as well.
Yeah. When
he was on you,
for sure. And when you're super aggressive like that, it only takes 1 or 2 lucky things to just compile what you've already set yourself up for. So it's I wouldn't.
You got nowhere near to get an objective point in that one.
No, for
he
sure.
was on you, literally.
For sure. Yeah, and I went first as well, so that sort of shows in that as well. I think I should have, on hindsight, tried to switch the dragon and the thing, because I don't think the courtesan can go through the dragon.
That is you lose 2 turns of your deployment.
Yes, yeah.
You're almost like making up for a previous mistake.
Yeah, that's why I didn't, and probably it cost me. But yeah, no, it was a really fun game, nice to play. They're just, the magic phase is just brutal from the demons, regardless of their setup. It seems they can either go full on aggressive damage or they can go buffing, and they get this with the 2 dice stuff they can do, and the amount of veil tokens and stuff. It was really good. I went toe to toe with it, which was really nice to see my list do. But with their speed and everything and getting in, that Ed played it perfectly and deserved the win.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well played, Ed. I mean, you know, he did a very solid strategy against Tanker in the live stream on round 1. In a game that everyone said that Tanker had the advantage, Ed came up 9 points by being super aggressive, and he took that same strategy in against you, I think. And
very much.
I think it had a similar effect against you, except the matchup was probably less in your favour than it was in round 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I quite personally, and I don't know whether this is correct, I quite like demons with Highborns. I feel like I've got enough small arm shooting and magic, and especially with this list.
Yeah, but weapons. With him being aggressive though, he didn't give you a lot of chance to do that small arms.
No, true. So. I mean, not getting the Veil Serpents turn 1 was annoying. Yeah. In the end, it didn't matter. I only got it was only like 200
probably still
points.
Got a few witchcraft spells off though.
But the witchcraft maybe, and the threat of it, and the threat of the agility debuff as well was always there. On hindsight, I should have saved the breath weapon on my ancient dragon rather than going in early. That's
2020 that one.
Just to have that in combats for the combat res, I think is super important. But on another day, all 3 dragons get in and do a bit more wounds than they did. So I definitely needed the other 2 to pump into the brazen beasts, and maybe again on hindsight, rather than going flaming swords, maybe doing another pyro flow on them as well to reduce them down in number. It was more important than getting a buff on me. But it's all ifs and buts, and
exactly.
Yeah, those critical decisions. I think Ed won the day. So yeah, it was nice. I don't mind the demons in hindsight, and he didn't have any damage, so I shouldn't really have lost too much because of my maneuverability. But he played it super good. So
yeah, exactly. So 12 points after 2 games at Masters.
Yeah,
it does put you probably lower mid-table now. Which obviously is. I wouldn't say it's disappointing because it's Masters. At the end of the day, you're still there and abouts, and that's to be respected.
Yeah.
But obviously now you are probably looking at playing against somebody who hasn't had a great start as well.
Fingers crossed. I can do. I can jump up the table maybe, or at least I'm still searching for that first win, and I'd love it on day 1 so that I don't have any pressure on the day 2.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, great. All right. Well, we'll roll into round 3. It doesn't get any easier when you're at the Masters, even if you are playing at the lower end of the table. So yeah, we will see how you get on in round 3 to come shortly.
See you later.